Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go ballsy! And today we are talking about a Black Clover chapter that almost made a grown-ass man like me almost cried, man! Black Clover chapter 303 reveals the most important details we all wanted to know about Noelle's family. That's right, Asta's future wife has more information we all want to know. Now, with all relationships you get into, it comes with a lot of baggage. Noelle is no exception, as her mother was cursed by the devil Megicula. Her brother Nozel reveals his sorrow and feelings towards the whole situation, in terms of why Noelle was brought up as the most hated, and why he couldn't explain the truth. We all know the truth hurts, even in the real world, but this one hit so bad that it couldn't be told, since if Nozel told anyone, they would die! They would D-I-E, die. Boy, if you don't. Black Clover chapter 303 starts with a flashback to the original fight between Acier Silva and Megicula, where Nozel is seen holding a newborn Noelle in his arms, watching over his mother as she is cursed. In that moment, witnessing the defeat of his mother and so desperately wanting to help his family, he realized he could not. There was nothing that he could do. He was powerless for the first time in his life, and with being powerless, that resulted in their mother dying. This created a cornerstone in Nozel's character because part of him blames himself. Therefore, this trauma motivated him to surpass his limits, to reach a pinnacle of power that would destroy his enemies to protect those he loved, such as Noelle and the Clover Kingdom. For an entire year from that day, Nozel was the only member of the Silva family who knew the truth about why Acier was growing weaker and weaker, which is why the blame was instead put onto Noelle, as childbirth became the #1 expected cause of her growing demise. This entire time, we believe that Nozel's hatred for Noelle during her early years was due to her looking like their mother, which is partly true because it did remind him of his own failure as a son and older brother, that he was partly the reason their mother died due to his lack of strength. It also turns out that Nozel was affected by Megicula's curse, mentioned back in chapter 222 by Dorothy, which forced Nozel not to tell anybody about the true cause of his mother's death, otherwise he and those that learnt the truth would also die. As a result, Noelle was blamed as the cause of death. Nozel felt immensely guilty as he watched his mother slowly pass away without being able to do anything despite how much he tried to gain power. His mother Acier realized the guilt her son bore, knowing that he is trying the best he could, and told the entire Silva family that she guarantees that they will all surpass her one day. Noelle's mother then died within a year of being cursed, where Nozel, Noelle, and the entire family only helplessly watched it happen. The illustration is metaphorically so fantastic because Nozel hurts himself whilst biting his lips, which metaphorically represents his silence of the truth due to the curse and the pain he bears by blaming himself whilst witnessing the one he loves most in the world die. D-I-E, die. Think about that shit, bruh. This pain hurt Nozel so deeply that Acier's gravestone became a replica hairpin in front of his eyes so that he can always stay focused on his mission of life, to gain power, to protect the ones he loves just like his mother, and destroy the devil that caused her death. But one interesting thing to note is that Noelle's father is not present at the funeral, which makes us ponder upon who he really is and what type of person wouldn't attend their wife's passing. We all know for a fact that Acier Silva was loved across the kingdom, well respected to the point of being wizard queen level, potentially being even offered the role. So why would such a highly acclaimed royal such as herself decide to marry a man that doesn't truly love her? Why would she smash and give him 4 children? She died at only 35 years old and apparently got married to him at 17 years old. Like, what's going on here? Is this a political marriage?
I'm confused right now, G.
No, but truly, let me know what you think is going on in the comment section below. Also, hit the notification bell for our channel, join our community so we all stay on the same page so that we can answer all these questions together. It's very important that you smash that like button to support our channel. I'd really appreciate it. It helps us more than you know. Anyway, with Nozel's method of gaining power, he decides to isolate himself from the others. In doing so, it can be seen as one of selfish desire, being masked as selflessness in the eyes of Noelle. He disregarded the strength of Nibra and Solid, and who wouldn't because they're fucking trash.
Y'all are trash. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are trash.
I'm violating. I hate those two. I give Nozel a pass. I love Nozel, but Nebra and Solid, you had no reason to hate Noelle, and like this, you didn't even know the truth. You just went with the crowd, you stupid bitch. Anyway, Nozel disregarded the strength of Nebra and Solid, so kept them out of it as they weren't ready. And although he saw the potential in Noelle, he couldn't bear to lose her, so he took the responsibility alone and created the lie which ruined Noelle's childhood in return. As time went by, Nozel forgot the words of Acier Silva, the ones that I earlier mentioned, that she believed every single one of them as a family can surpass her one day, not only himself. However, it's now that Nozel has realized that the journey he was on is not a heroic one, but instead one of a coward. By pushing away the ones he loved in the name of protection, what he was instead doing was hurting them even more by not involving them. He thinks that he doesn't deserve to be in Noelle's life for what he has done. We see Nozel think to himself about all the times he has gotten stronger and stronger for his inevitable goal of avenging their mother, such as overcoming death and defeating the elves, or his rivalry with Fugelion for the title of Wizard King that keeps pushing him even further and beyond. Which is when we see Nozel learn from his past mistakes as he thanks everyone for being there. The Nozel from before would have pushed everyone else away to safety and having this royal attitude. He would have tried to take the burden alone, but now that Nozel is now gone and dead, instead realizing the strength of Noelle back in chapter 176. He has put trust in the ones he cares for and recognizes their capabilities. He realizes the true power of being a human and what their mother Acier meant when she stated before death that she believes every single one of them can surpass her one day, which in fact is 100% true. Noelle has become Wizard Queen level and emulated their mother in magic, transformations, power and strength at the age of 17, whilst their mother was 35. So Noelle, half her age, has already achieved the goal they set out. This very concept juxtaposes the idea of the devils and what Megicula represents. Remember, Megicula mentioned in the previous chapter that devils don't work together and they do not share common emotions of love. But here comes Noelle's big brother that shared her goal of avenging their mother, where the love rippled through time to bring about justice upon evil. Noelle's love for Asta prevailed, and it made her push beyond her limits. Nozel's love for their mother and sister as well. So you guys pretty much get the point, right? I don't think you're that stupid. You understand, right? Are you listening?
Do you understand?
This chapter represents the rebirth of Nozel, as his love shines through and now he can step forward on a new journey after avenging their mother. He can now be the actual big brother he wants to be and love Noelle with affection, as Dorothy displayed to us in chapter 222 the true nature of Nozel that she perceived. There is no reason to hate Nozel from before, as that version of him is now long gone and dead, and so the climactic battle begins. Nozel wastes no time getting straight to the point and goes right in with his onslaught of Mercury spears. He puts forth 100% of his strength and shows no mercy. But that's not enough to stop Megicula, of course, and so he cranks up the heat even more, slicing her to ribbons and exposing her devil heart. It's not quite enough to destroy it, and he thinks to himself that he shouldn't have kept Noelle locked away from the battlefield, and instead they should have been working hard to become stronger together. In that moment, Noelle jumps in and joins her brother, sword in hand and ready to swing. She ends the hard-fought battle with the kind of thing you'd expect Asta to say, because you know she's in love with him and they're gonna get married in the future. So she's like, yo, this battle belongs to humans who refuse to give up. Megicula, what kind of voice is that? In her final moments, Megicula thinks to herself about how she was cautious and took no chances. Bitch, you did take chances, man. You could have killed them 5 chapters ago. You've said the same thing 4 or 5 times. Oh, it's over. It's truly over. Anyway, Megicula couldn't believe she had actually been defeated by some humans. At the very end of her life, she realizes she's become interested in the strength of human emotions. And that's great and all, but it's kind of too late. Sorry, karma's a bitch. Anyway, once she disappears, in her place is a soul. Holy crap, it's what? It's the soul of their mother. That's right, you heard me. Acier gets to hug her babies one last time before she finally goes on to the afterlife. And shut up, guys. I'm not crying, you're crying. This was one of the best chapters in recent times. Their mother reuniting with them one last time to say goodbye is really heartwarming, and I felt like it was represented perfectly. Although I must say Noelle's ass cheeks are hanging out for some reason.
Doing out here with all this ass?
Like, come on, Tabata, what's going on there? I do think Megicula could also still be alive. There's people in this community which I must remind you that you have to join, hit the notification bell, because her advent wasn't complete. It was just half her soul that was within the world using Barnaca as a vessel. The Heart Queen was saved by Asta, meaning Megicula wasn't 100% manifested or using all her actual power. That's why it makes sense that she states her interest in humans before leaving and dying, since the next upcoming battle upon her return eventually in the future could involve this development. And that kind of made sense to me, so that's why I'm mentioning it in this video. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for joining me as always, guys. Check out our merch, we are selling it. Press the like button and follow me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time.